Hi there! Do you have an interest in wellness, nutrition, fitness? Then you are in the right place. Hi, I'm Coach Mitzi with Wellness Worthy with Coach Mitzi, and I am bringing a new series to this channel where on Mondays we will be talking about wellness, and Wednesdays we will be actually doing some self-care, and Fridays is Friday Fun Day, because who doesn't deserve to have some fun? With our very first wellness video, and it's also March 1st, so it's the big kickoff, well, to a lot of things. It's almost spring. Today would have been my grandmother's birthday. In my heart, it is her birthday, so it's a very special day for me. Miss her greatly, and she's a huge influence in my life, and you will hear more about her later. Also, what this means is we're out of February. And for a Texan who went through the crazy a couple weeks ago with no power and water restrictions and you know what? I think I can now survive a zombie apocalypse. Truly. I was very proud of our skills that we picked up along the way, and proud of the resolve of the people here in Texas. And so, yeah, it's good to be out of February. So let's get started. Today, I want to talk to you specifically about getting in the mind frame for wellness, getting in the mind frame to be healthy. And one of the most important questions we have to ask is, why? Why do I want a life of wellness? Why do I want to be healthy? And that is something different and unique for each and every single person. And so I would encourage you that before, or even if you now are engaged in some type of wellness activities, that you stop and grab a journal, a notebook, a sticky note, anything, and write down your why, your reason, your purpose for wanting to have this lifestyle, to feel better. It's really important, because when you do have those struggles, and you will, we all do, and when you feel like, oh, I made a mistake, this doesn't work for me, what's wrong, you can reference your why so that you keep going, so that you remember that there is a higher reason for why you're doing this. So first, our number one is we're going to write down our why. And I will tell you my why. I have a why for why I want to be healthy, why I incorporate a wellness lifestyle, and why I am in this business. And they all really go together. So my why, my true why, begins with my grandmother, whom, I'm a Texas girl, so I call her Meemaw, my Meemaw. She was everything. She's the most amazing woman I have ever known in my entire life. First off, I'm an only child from my parents, and I was the firstborn grandchild and the only granddaughter on their side of the family. So we were very close. I spent so much time with her, and she taught me so much. She taught me about the importance of family, about the desire and need to take care of my family and the importance of it, and to show love and support and encouragement, and sometimes to call out when something is wrong. But she always did it with love and respect. And I watched her and I learned from her. She also taught me what it is to do for others and the importance of it. And that no matter where you are in your life and you think, wow, I've got it pretty bad, how can I do for somebody else? There is somebody else who always has a worse situation. There's always somebody you can help. My grandmother used to take me with her when she would go and take care of shut-ins. She wasn't part of any organization. This was something she did. She would hear in the community that somebody was in need. She may not have even known them. She would pack up some food, uh, oftentimes maybe cleaning supplies, anything she could think of. My grandparents ran a garden center, and so she even would take seeds and plants for people to be able to grow their own vegetables and different things. So she would go to these homes, and I watched her do this well into her 70s, and she would clean. Some of these houses you would be afraid to walk in, but you know what? Those people were proud. That was their home. They owned that home, and they weren't going to leave it. And she knew it, and she showed them the respect that they deserved. And she would clean, she would cook, she would get their medications and put them in pill containers so that they would know what to take and when to take it. She'd oftentimes make sure they took it. I watched her help people. She would take them and bathe them. My grandmother did so much for so many people that it's hard not to want to be like her. It was hard not to want to make her proud. And so part of my walk in this in this realm was because I wanted to make her proud. I wanted her to know that I watched and I listened and I'm following her example. And so she's a lot of my why I do what I do, why I want the lifestyle that I want. The other is my children. I have 3. And it's important for me to set an example for them. Right? We're parents. That's what we do. We can say till we're blue in the face, you need to eat your vegetables. They're not going to unless they see you doing it over and over and over again. And they learn that that's the habit. That's a good habit. That's something they need to do. And so that was an important part of my why I want to stay fit, why I want to eat right, why I take my supplements, why even when I don't feel like doing it, I do it anyway, because I want to be an example to them. And so my why really revolves around my family and wanting to be an example for them and for our community. And so you have a why. Write down your why. Write down what it is, the reason. And it doesn't have to be anything elaborate, but it's something you need to know deep inside as to why you want this. Okay, so that's number 1. After you know your why, go ahead and think about what are your areas of focus. What is the first thing you really want to work on? Is it fitness? Are you needing to incorporate exercise? During this pandemic, have you been quite sedentary, working from home or at home with the kids, and you're frustrated and you're tired and all you want to do is just basically, get a good book or crawl in the tub or just go be someplace? But really, you need to exercise. Maybe that's a focus for you. Maybe it's eating right, eating better. Maybe you've been cooking more at home, which is a great thing to get away from restaurant and fast food that tend to be heavy in fats and calories and sodium and other things that aren't always healthy for us. So maybe that's something that you need to focus on, is learning some tips about balanced meals, plating, and not making the plate look pretty, though that does help because it makes you want to eat it, the good healthy foods. But plating is in portion size. And maybe you have chronic health conditions and you don't even know where to begin because you just know that it's a struggle some days to get out of bed. And I understand that. And I'm proud of you for doing it. And I'm proud of you when you don't, because even when you just have to open your eyes and lay there, and maybe it's you read or you meditate or do something to help you get through that time, you're still moving forward. So there are a lot of different things that could be your primary focus. So go ahead and jot down your primary focus and maybe a secondary focus also. Okay, so that's number 2. So 1, we're going to write our why. Number two, we're going to think about our focus, our primary, secondary. And lastly, and this is important, we're going to get our minds in the right frame. And this is difficult. This is really difficult. And even for somebody with my education and background, what I do in coaching others, it still applies to me. I'm still a person. I still have struggles. I still have had experiences in my life you're going to be learning about over time. I'm a cancer survivor. I've had heart surgery. You know, just because somebody is a medical or wellness professional doesn't mean they haven't had experiences. And so I can tell you, there have been some times in my life where I was in a deep, deep, dark place and thought, well, what's the point? I worked so hard to try and do this, and my body still has failed me. So we have to find that right mindset. And one, it's shut out the outside influences. Shut them out. And I know that for some people, they haven't had a person in their life to be positive for them, like my grandmother was to me. And losing her several years ago, I lost that voice, that person who constantly said they believed in me and encouraged me. And it's been tough the last several years. And I have to remember the things that she has said. But I also have to find that within myself and know that I can do it and that I don't need the outside. I don't need the person who is so negative because they're unhappy in their life that they need to bring that on you. Or that person who doesn't have the ability to comprehend and process what you're going through and your needs and can be a support system to you. So they either play down what you're trying or what you're going through. They are just straight up negative, or they're dismissive. And all of those things can be very hurtful. And when you hear it over and over and over again, our brain has neural pathways. We start hearing it over and over and over, and we start believing it and believing it. And then we've set a pattern. And now we have to change the pattern. So the pattern for us, starting with our wellness, is that we are worthy. We are important. We matter. You matter to me. You matter to others. You matter to yourself. You are worthy. And you need to get that in your head. And if you need to write it down and you need to say it, I can tell you, I've had clients take positive affirmations, take words I've said in coaching sessions, put them on stickies. I had one client who put them in her car. So when she would get in on her way to work or her way home from work, she would see it. And so if she had a bad day, she would remember that no matter what, she had value. She was worthy. She was important. She was special. She was unique. She had it on her mirror in the bathroom and would say it in the morning. Sometimes we have to do that to help ourselves. It's not being arrogant. It is not being self-centered. It is learning to love ourselves. If we can love ourselves, we can truly love others in a healthy way. If we love ourselves and take care of ourselves and learn to be the best we can be, regardless of our situations, then we're going to be that example to others. And they're going to see it. And relationships can change through that. Some may not make it through that. Some people can't handle when you get yourself well, when you get yourself together, when you have confidence. And it's sad, but that's okay. You want people in your life who help lift you up, not tear you down. So, our 3 things for today, for our first wellness lesson, before we dive into nutrition and we dive into fitness and I tell you about supplements and vitamins and minerals and herbs and we really start working on things, is we got to get our mind right. And the first thing we do is find our why. And the second thing we do is we put where we want our focus to be. Primary, secondary. And lastly, and most importantly, we get our mind right that we are worthy, that this matters to us and that we can do this. And we will struggle, and we will have times where it's going to feel like failure, but know that it's not really failure. It's you've learned, and maybe something doesn't work for you, and that's okay. We'll find something that does. So I hope that this has been of value to you, and I want you to know that truly, 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 I believe in you. I believe in the community we are building, and I want you to know that you are worthy. I will see you next time. Bye. Thanks everybody for today. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, give that thumbs up, subscribe. Remember, subscribing is free. If you want to know when the next videos are coming out, hit the notification bell so you will be notified. And know that today on Mondays is our wellness day. Wednesdays will be self-care, and Fridays are Friday fun game day. So join me here again on Wednesday for some self-care, and I will see you soon. Subscribe.